My loyal listeners, brushheads they call themselves, though never quite understood why, will remember my warning about the downright Orwellian crime monitoring system the city was installing. It's not operating. Why? Because someone came to their senses and realized they'd be violating civil liberties? Wrong! Because those incompetent bureaucrats built a network that crashes more often than a wino driving a bumper car. So your tax dollars got wasted, and there's nothing to show for it. About as close as you get to a happy ending in the real world, kids.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Spider-Man. We started off today with some more wise words from good old Jolly Jonah.
Attention units, we've got reports of muggings in the area. Officers in Murray Hill, stand by for further instructions.
Muggers, gotta jump in.
But before we get to what's on the main agenda for today, we will do a bunch of stuff in the open world. We'll do some random crimes and get a couple of collectibles and that sort of thing, and throw cinder blocks at men's heads, as well as basketballs. Always a good time.
Nice to stop a mugging. Gotta stay strong in the fundamentals.
Hey, I hoped if I just kept him talking, someone would come along.
Yeah, we are still kind of in the tutorial part of the game. We are learning about the different stuff we can do in the open world, such as the waypoint there is taking us to the first landmark picture or landmark that we can photograph.
Good old Empire State. Man, I love this town. Time to grab a snapshot.
And yeah, of course, Peter Parker is well known as a photographer, even if he is not really doing that stuff anymore
Map should be
in the
recalibrated.
game itself.
Haven't done much photography since quitting the Bugle. Forgot how much I enjoy it. Should keep an eye out for more landmarks to shoot.
Yeah, he's no longer working freelance for the Bugle, but yeah, he's still got his camera, and yeah, we get plenty of landmarks to take pictures of, and we'll be doing that slowly but steadily.
Huh, it's Mr. Lee. Hello?
Peter, it's Martin Lee. I just wanted to let you know we need a little extra time to get set for May's party. I guess the cake delivery is stuck in traffic.
Oh, sure thing. Just let me know when you're ready and I'll swing by.
Great. Talk to you soon.
Okay, got some time to kill. Let's see what's happening out in the city.
So yeah, the game sometimes has these bits where somebody calls you and says, hey, could you come by later, or whatever, and we just kinda have to do some open world stuff and stop a crime or whatever until we can actually continue on with the main mission. So we'll just do a bunch of stuff here. And also Martin Lee is... well, hold on, let's just grab that first.
Captain Watanabe gave me her cell number when she finally decided to trust me. She's risking a lot. If anyone finds out she's helping me, she'll lose her job.
Which is why you left her contact information right here on this random rooftop. Good job. Yeah, Martin Lee is a character from the comics. He was created by Dan Slott, who is also one of the writers of this game, or at least worked as a script consultant or whatever. And also there's this nice graffiti of Black
Backup
Cat.
for a chase in progress. Please respond. Reported location is the Garment District. Over.
Yeah, we'll be spending a lot of time with Mr. Lee later on.
Hi, Mr. Lee.
Hey, Peter, we're all set for the party whenever you're ready.
Cool, I'm on my way.
Alright, so we will get to the party at the Feast Center in a little bit, but first we have a car chase to stop.
Please tell me your horn plays, Dixie.
And the way you do this, you just kinda go up to one of the windows and press the square button when the prompt comes up. You can't actually disable these button prompts even if you do have the QTEs on autocomplete. And apparently those people there are ghosts, but never mind.
That's it, huh? I've had worse commutes.
Yeah, the F.E.A.S.T Center is a homeless shelter here in Manhattan, and Peter's Aunt May works there, or volunteers there, or whatever. And they are apparently throwing a party for her, because she has been there for a number of years now.
Available units need response.
But yeah, before we get there, we have a bunch of stuff we can do here. And those guys are trying to break in there at the rooftop.
It's not even Black Friday. You guys don't look like locksmiths.
We'll break into the penthouse here on the rooftop, and of course we are not gonna have any of that.
Hi, Mr. Muggins. This is about the rent.
Mr. Parker, this call serves as your third and final warning. Eviction proceedings.
Wait! I get paid at the end of the week.
Eviction proceedings will start Friday unless full payment is received by close of business. Good day.
Yeah, good day.
And yeah, we saw it in the intro, but Peter is pretty badly behind on rent. And he got his final warning and all that stuff, so yeah. Things not looking very good for him as far as his living situation is concerned. Unless he manages to patch things up with the landlord, I guess. Another one of the backpacks over here.
All units, narcotic sale reported in progress.
My prom boutonniere. Crushed when I had to fight Fisk. Kinda symbolizes my luck with relationships.
So yeah, we have a bunch of these towers here that we still have to fix up to open up all of the map. But at this point I figured I would take a look at the fun little social media thing. This sort of Twitter feed of Spider-Man. I like that little cartoon of him there. And yeah, there's just all kinds of fun comments from people here. There's actually Gloria, who is the lady who we saved from the mugging a couple of episodes ago and told her to go to the F.E.A.S.T Center. And apparently she is liking it so far. But yeah, people just kind of comment on all the stuff that you do and also post all kinds of interesting stuff that yeah. And somebody's having some problems playing fighting games on his new fight stick, saying that he still sucks at playing it. I mean, a fight stick will not make you a pro at fighting games, come on. You should know better than that. But yeah, we'll be taking a look at the social media feed every once in a while, because there's some pretty funny stuff on there. And one nice thing about the landmark photos is that you don't actually have to land or anything to grab those pics. You can just kinda do it mid-swing.
Empire State
All units advised, we have an assault.
You might not get the greatest of photos, but it's still pretty fun.
I can't let him hurt that victim anymore. Try hitting me! Spoiler, I hit back.
Now the bonus objectives, as you can see there on the side, yeah, if you manage to... Well, you actually only have to complete those bonus objectives once.
We'll sit with that for a while.
And then the game will consider them completed, and you will no longer have to do them all over again the next time you do the same type of crime or stop the same type of crime.
Hey, no texting and...
There's a few different animations here for stopping the car. It's actually a QTE if you don't turn on the autocomplete, you just hammer the square button.
I guess this is what they call organized crime.
And yeah, sometimes the car chases even have some reinforcements for some reason. Even though it's supposed to be just some dude who stole a car or whatever.
Do auto insurers offer a webbing clause yet? $1 million idea just waiting to happen.
More towers, why not? And I figured that since we are kinda doing this open world stuff here for a while, we'll have a change of clothes, or get a change of clothes, and unlock the Scarlet Spider outfit. And the holo decoy power, which... well, it kinda creates holographic clones of Spider-Man, appropriately enough. The Scarlet Spider, of course, being the clone of the original Spider-Man. And we can also craft some of these suit mods. There was the one that I thought that was gives us more focus when we do a perfect dodge. Wait, no, it boosts our damage when we do a perfect dodge. And then we just got some extra protection from bullets. Probably should have gotten the extra protection from melee attacks because, well, the most damaging attacks that we have encountered so far are the punches from the big brute guys. But whatever.
And now for listener emails. May from Queens writes, "You're so full of anger and I wish you'd get help managing it. It's terrible for your health." Now I know she's from a place of concern, but this is a common misconception that I have to correct. I'm not full of anger. I'm full of love. I call out injustice, corruption, and crimes against humanity because I adore this city. And I want it to be better. What you hear in my voice, it's love. Nothing but love!
Yeah, and May apparently riding into Jameson's show, and I do hope that Jonah doesn't get a heart attack from all that love that he's got. And here was a pretty good opportunity to demonstrate the holographic decoy suit power. It's not really something that I would use particularly often, because most of the suit powers are kind of, I don't know, some of them are just a whole lot more useful than others, so...
Knocking the ever-loving stuffing out of dealers is my anti-drug.
So yeah, these decoys are fun and all, but not really something that you would want to use
And so am I.
all the time. Even if they do shock the enemies when they kind of fade away.
Incident traffic to an isolated.
Just knocking out one more tower.
Masterpiece.
Well, that's debatable, but at least we got a landmark token out of it, so who cares really?
You guys don't look like locksmiths.
And another breaking and entering
Okay, now
going on here. So let's stop these idiots by just kicking them right off the building. But no worries, they have a web line attached to them, so they'll be fine.
Before entering, maybe don't pull a B&E.
Although I'm pretty sure the momentum kind of means that they will just splat against the wall of the building, but never mind. Let's go say hi to one of these guys. Just having some minor issues here getting ourselves into position, because I kind of want to show off the photo mode. And I wanted to take a selfie with this guy. Now in hindsight I probably should have waited until Spidey just kind of turns around and faces outward from the wall, so we don't need to mess around with these angles all that much. And yeah, we have plenty of options here. We can if we use the regular Spidey outfit, we could also set the different emotes for the eyes. But since this is the Scarlet Spider suit, it doesn't really have that, I guess. And yeah, we have plenty of these settings to play around. Just a little bit more exposure, I suppose. I mean, I know absolutely nothing about photography. Although, I gotta say that some of these filters are kinda nice. Yeah, I know absolutely nothing about photography, and I just kinda mess around with these settings without really having any idea what I'm doing. But yeah, you have a whole bunch of these filters, and some of them are kinda neat. And you can also select different frames for your pictures and all that kind of stuff, and also apply stickers. We'll take a look at that as soon as we scroll through all these filters. Yeah, I kinda like these comic book style ones. Especially this one. So we'll just use that. And I just mess around with some stuff, and then we'll come back when we have finished our masterpiece, more or less. Yeah, I figured that the thug that we webbed there is thinking about Jameson because he thinks Jameson is right and Spider-Man is a menace. But yeah, that's enough of photo mode for now, and we'll just get back to what we were doing, which is a little bit more open world shenanigans or collectibles or whatever before we head to the F.E.A.S.T center. And here is another type of crime, the hit and run. So somebody has caused a major accident and we have to help out the people.
Panic. I'm here.
Just gonna free somebody here from the car. Yeah, sometimes there are actually thugs hanging around the crash site.
Just a little more, please!
But this is just a couple of people just being trapped and yeah, that should do it.
Danger. Let the EMTs do their job now. The infamous dumpling recipe. Should have come with step 10. Try not to burn everything in MJ's apartment.
Well, let's see here. That recipe probably is actually something that you can use. Stuff on the back as well, with the last bullet point there on the list saying that you should remember that MJ's stove burns really hot, which evidently Peter kind of forgot about. At this point, since we have some of the tokens, I figured that we might as well just get a couple of upgrades for our web shooters. Don't quite have enough for impact webbing right now, but it doesn't really matter at this point. We will have plenty of crime tokens, so no worries about that. And while we're here, let's just snap a picture of the Trinity Church.
As I warned, Nostradamus-like, after Spider-Man recklessly took down Wilson Fisk without preparing for the consequences, our streets are now filled with aspiring gangsters, each trying to out-psycho the other. My next guest is lucky to have survived an armed robbery. Sir, we're glad you're okay.
Thanks. It was nuts. These dudes walk in like they own the place, waving guns around.
Appalling. When a businessman is afraid to make an honest living.
Yeah, it was a lifesaver that Spider-Man came along and stopped him.
Weren't you listening? He caused the problem! Forgive me for raising my voice. I'm emotional at the thought of what you went through. Jared, our caller seems shaken. Let's let him go.
I'm fine.
Goodbye!
Yeah, and as you stop crimes around town, Jonah kinda, well, he talks about, or has these callers talking about all that stuff that you have done. And even if you haven't done, I mean, if you somehow screw up one of the open world crime side missions, or you ignore one of them.
I bought this used graphing calculator at a pawn shop. Stopped working in the middle of a trig exam. You get what you pay for.
Yeah, if you don't stop one of the crimes, then they're like, oh, I sure wish that Spider-Man would have helped.
Don't want to miss May's party.
And yeah, sometimes Spider-Man just kind of chimes in if you are ignoring the main story missions. That, hey, you should probably do something about that. Or get to it at some point.
In or out, I got people waiting. Don't rush me, all right? Not good. You guys said the bug was on vacation.
But yeah, let's just, before we head on over to F.E.A.S.T Center, which is right next door pretty much, I thought we would just end this part of the video with a little bit of action and beat up a bunch of guys. And yet the brutes are too fat to be kind of swung around with the webs, but if you manage to knock them down, you can just web them, so that's nice.
Maybe my most disliked criminal activity. Definitely top 5. Or bottom 5. However that works. A text to Yuri and the cops are on their way. Now, where did I put my bag?
And I just completely screwed up that landing.
Mr. Lee's probably in the kitchen getting ready for the party.
Alright, so here we are at the Feast Center, aka the Food Emergency, and what was that? It will.
Hi, Peter.
There's a whole bunch of stuff that we can look at around here, and at this point I'll just pretty quickly take a glance at some of the stuff that we have here. That is Aunt May's office over there. We'll be taking a closer look at that later on. Yeah, I did not explore the second floor yet. I'll just do that later.
However, once things quieted down, it wasn't long
That cute
before
social
Fisk
worker was
himself
here again
being
today.
escorted out of the
You
building,
want to meet her, you let me
handcuffed and
know.
in custody. This marks a big win for police and the first major takedown for F.E.A.S.T, hoping to end his
Peter.
long-term reign over the city. And as of
Hey guys, how's the game going?
How's it look like it's going? I'm winning.
Get this guy checked for dementia, Pete. I'm crushing him.
Well, the important thing is having fun.
I have a lot of fun whooping his ass.
And your dreams, crazy lady. Want a game, Pete? We play for peanuts.
No. Too rich for my blood. I'll leave you to it.
Well, at least judging from the pieces, it does seem like Eileen is winning the game. Just have a closer look there. And also, I don't think I brought this up yet, but if you click the right stick while you're out and about as Spider-Man, you can kinda highlight all the nearby collectibles and stuff like that and bring up all those icons. And also when you are playing as Peter, you can...
If I had powers, I wouldn't fight crime, I'll tell you that. I'd be a TV star.
I'd be a pro wrestler. Best gimmick ever.
click the stick as well and just kinda remind yourself where the waypoint is. There's just so much to look at in this place. I mean, most people will probably never even notice a lot of this stuff back here. Like, here's the counseling room that you never have to actually enter.
Everyone feels hopeless at some point. Helps to know there's somebody willing to listen.
I don't think there's actually a zoom function outside the photo mode. It would be pretty nice to go into first person and just look closer at some of this stuff.
Doesn't pay much, but a gig's a gig.
Rather live on the street than ask my parents for help.
There's something we didn't interact with, that right there.
People don't realize how many kids are homeless. 1 in 30. And too many shelters aren't equipped to care for them.
Well, that was kind of depressing. Anyway, we'll be taking a look at the rest of the center later on. For now, let's just go ahead and meet up with Mr. Lee here in the kitchen. There he is.
Hey, Martin, so sorry I'm late.
You were right on time. Just keep her distracted while we get everything ready.
You got it. Hey, there's my favorite aunt.
Peter, what a nice surprise.
Need some help?
Yeah, sure. Oh, there are some heavy boxes.
No. I mean, not yet. I mean, I came to, I just wanted to talk.
Okay. Okay. Peter, are you in trouble? Do you need money?
No, I mean, I'm a little behind on my rent, but no, I'm fine.
Girl problems again, huh?
What? No, that's crazy.
I still wish you and MJ could work things out. She's a great girl.
She is, but...
The two of you would make some beautiful
Wow!
baby. Peter. What is it? Come on. You can tell me.
These past few years, you helping me through college and working here, and sacrificing so much and asking for nothing. I just wish there were more people like you in the world.
He's right. 5 years ago, you walked in here and told me you were inspired by my mission to help others. Now it's you who inspires me. Thank you, May, for everything. Here's to many more years of service.
Thanks again for setting all this up.
Oh, I just wish I could do more.
Well, May's always told me if you help someone...
You help everyone. Maybe we should send May to City Hall to have a word with the mayor.
Oh, I gotta run. Thanks again for the party and everything. It really means a lot. Voicemail from Yuri. Should check it outside.
Yeah, we'll check out the voicemail in just a little bit. We have still some stuff we can do inside the F.E.A.S.T shelter here, so first off, let's just go ahead and talk to Martin again.
It means a lot to May how much you trust her.
She's earned it. I couldn't have expanded these centers without her running this one so well.
Just a nice bit of optional conversation there, a little bit of world building and character building and all that stuff.
Wish I could afford an electric wheelchair.
May kept Uncle Ben's clothes a long time. It's like he was still looking out for her.
Once things quieted down, it wasn't long before F.E.A.S.T himself was seen being escorted out of the building, handcuffed and in custody. This marks a big win for police and the first major takedown for F.E.A.S.T.
Hey, Pete. Good to see you.
You too.
And as of this morning, most
Oh, so that lady looks familiar.
Peter, right? Your aunt's been showing off baby pictures. Gloria, I'm new here. Spider-Man turned me on to this place.
Oh, right. I mean, great. How do you like it?
They're good people. I might stick around for a little while.
Well, if there's anything I can do to help, just say the word.
And yeah, like we saw on the social media page earlier, Gloria is now here and she likes the place quite a bit. So let's hear the voicemail.
Voicemail from Yuri.
Hey, silent alarm at the auction house holding Fisk's estate sale just tripped. Could you check it out? Quietly? I don't want to make a scene if it's nothing.
Fisk estate sale. Sounds fun. Wonder what the Kingpin had hidden in his closets.